Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Los Angeles Lakers Flashback rebuild here on NBA 2K22. It is episode 22, season 22. And boys and girls, let's face it, there's probably not many women watching this series. Boys, we have done something that is never been done before, to my knowledge. I mean, probably back in the early days of the NBA. Maybe it was done by the Celtics or something. But to my knowledge, I don't know. And that is, we have gone 5 straight seasons, ending the year with an NBA title. That's right. We haven't done a 3-peat. We haven't done a 4-peat. We have done a 5-peat. This is like, we're on the path of LeBron James when he formed the Heatles at the party that they had when they announced the announcement party. He was going not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. He kept going. This is what we're on that path. We have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. We got 5 in a row, 7 in total. We won 2 before we went on this huge 5 in a row run. Can we make it 6? Can we make it 6 for 6? 6 in a row in this episode. That's what I'm going for. I hope we can do it. Now, if we take a look at what the roster's looking like, it has not changed much in the offseason. You guys saw it from last episode. The same exact starting 5. Magic Johnson just gotten a little bit better. Giannis has gotten a little bit better. And plus, fun fact, Giannis won the Finals MVP last year, which was a shock to me. I thought it was going to be either one of these two guys. But Giannis pulled it out, and we took a look at the stats through the 5 games that we played in the finals, and Giannis had a good series against the Heat, but I don't know if he deserved Finals MVP, but he got it, so can't take that away from him. He's always going to be a Finals MVP and a Finals champion. So the starting 5 is the exact same. DeAndre Ayton's still playing amazingly well. He's having 3 good seasons. His seasons have kind of declined a little bit. Now, what I will say, if DeAndre Ayton goes down points again this season for the 4th straight year, like he started here at 18, then he went down to 16 the next year, then he went down to 15 the next year after that last season. If he goes down to around 14 or the low 15s, like 15.1 or something, then I will consider possibly moving on from him. Because if he's not going to be the guy that he was a couple of years ago where he was averaging 18 and 14, and I know that it's a lot to ask because we've got so much other talent here, but I mean, DeAndre, we had that same talent here. Yeah, they weren't as highly overall as they are now, 2 seasons later, or 3 seasons later now. But he was putting these numbers up with these exact same guys here. So, I mean, I'm expecting him to keep that consistency, but if it still continues to drop, we may have to move on to Kareem. And that was the plan originally anyway. But off the bench, we have Wade, we have Kareem, and Wade won 6th Man of the Year last year, so I'm expecting him to do it again. Maybe that's a little bit too much to ask. Kareem, Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, who has been in the league for 5 seasons, and every single year he's been in the finals, and every single year he's won an NBA championship. So he may be the greatest player of all time. We don't know. Peja Stojakovic, who we signed in the free agency period in the offseason. He's been a lifetime Philadelphia 76er. He's won a couple scoring titles. Probably these 2 seasons were the ones that he won it. And he's been a beast for the 12 years he's been in the league. And now he's coming off the bench in a veteran leadership role to get some buckets for the Lakers team that's hoping to go 6 for 6. We've also got rookie Ben Simmons, who we drafted number 1 overall this past offseason. Jaylen Brown, who we drafted number 2 overall, I'm pretty sure. Did we get him 2? Yeah, we did get him 2. And then we drafted Pascal Siakam, number 11 overall in the draft. I also signed Steven Adams to be a backup, and we still have Kata, because I love Kata. So that is what we are doing for the roster. That's what the roster looks like. It's basically the same, except for a couple of pieces on the bench and in the latter rotation have changed, but nothing significant has changed. Now, the one thing that will change is the draft class, and everybody loves a good draft class. Last year, we got the 2016 draft class. What's going to be the class that we get this season? I don't know. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1, spin that wheel. Let's see what we get here. It's going to be an old one. 1971. Okay. 1971. I'm kind of glad that we're getting the old draft classes out of the way so that we can have more modern ones later towards the end of the series. 1971 draft class. Who is in that? We got Jimmy Fox, not Jamie Foxx. Who's in the 71 draft class? I'm not really sure, because I'm pretty sure that Jerry West and all those guys were in the 60s in the draft class. So, who's in 71? I mean, I guess we're only a couple seconds away from finding out. 1971. This is close to the 60s. So we got one draft class from Big Doug Swan. 397 downloads and 26 updates. I'm intrigued. Who is it? Who's number one? Oh, Dr. J? Sidney Wicks, Fred Brown, Artis Gilmore, Austin Carr, Phil Chenier, George McGinnis. Okay. So there's some good players in this class. Walt Zerbiak. Okay. There's not like a ton of great players. You know some of these guys. I mean, Artis Gilmore, you know, former Chicago Bull. Julius Erving, obviously. Dr. J. Sidney Wicks, you probably recognize. Austin Carr, you recognize. Phil Chenier, George McGinnis. So there's some guys in here. Is there somebody in here that is worth all the draft picks that we possess? We possess 4 first-round picks this year. The Sixers, the Clippers, the Hornets, and the Knicks are all in our possession. Is Dr. J worth it? Do we even need the doctor? Do we need to call the doctor? I say we hold on to those. Well, we move those picks for picks either next year or the year after, stuff like that. I don't think there's a guy in this class in 71 that we really need. I think this year is just a year where we try to go for the six-peat. Would it be the sex-peat? Sextuplet? I don't know what it would be. 6 in a row. You know what I'm talking about. And then we just look to bring everybody back who's up for contract extensions, and then we just go on from there. We look for the wheel spin next episode. I think that's the goal for this one, and I think that might be what we do. So, obviously, at the All-Star Draft, we'll take a look at how some of the teams that we have the draft picks of, how they're doing in the standings so far, and we won't make a decision there, but we will kind of get a feel for what kind of decision we're leaning towards. But all this stuff has been discussed. We figured out the draft class. We've taken a look at the roster. We've discussed kind of our future plans for the episode. It's time to simulate to the All-Star Draft. I will see you guys there. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you do go on to enjoy. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. Main channel link is down below in the description. You want to go check that out as well. If not, totally cool. I got a ton of videos here as well. But we are going to simulate to the All-Star Draft. I will see you guys then. We pick up here at the All-Star Draft. And it's happened again, boys. This is the second year in a row where we are 52-0 headed into the first cut, basically, where we bring you guys back in. We did this last year and then ultimately ended the season with 2 losses. Maybe this is the year. Fingers crossed, maybe this is the year that we go 82-0. So the season so far is being led by DeAndre Ayton. And that is an interesting leader. Now, I have to disclose some information. LeBron James did get hurt for a little bit during the season. Kobe got hurt during the season. Kareem, as you can see, got hurt during the season, but is still a little bit hurt. He's been hurt a couple of times this year. Peja even got hurt during the season. Anthony Edwards got hurt. Dwayne Wade got hurt. So a lot of the team, Magic Johnson really the only player that matters that hasn't picked up an injury so far this year. So that's probably a little bit of the reason why DeAndre Ayton is in the spot that he is, leading the team. I mean, he's not leading the team by too much. I mean, Magic is right there, and he's finally getting close again to his double-double total that he got really close to in his second season. LeBron, even though he's been injured, has been playing really, really well. And I'm still debating on whether or not to move on from LeBron James. And because I want it to be like a Luka situation where he goes to another team and he's the leader and he dominates and he put up 30+. I want that to be LeBron's legacy. I don't want to hold him back because he's on a team that's so good, that has so many other scores, that he's just averaging these minimal numbers. I mean, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's got He's got all-star appearances. He's a 5-time NBA champion. But if we let him go and he wins an MVP or two, then it's a certified Hall of Famer. And then he even adds it to a possibility of being the greatest in the series. So that's always a problem with these kind of series where you just got so many good players that you want all of these players. And now that I have all these players, it's hard to make them individually great. Because they're all great as a team, but individually their stats kind of lack compared to other players. Because other teams don't have as great of a team as we do. Kobe's averaging, same with Kobe, but Kobe will probably be here in his entire career. He's already been here 13 years. He's had some years where he's averaged 20, a couple years where he's gotten close, really close, and he's a champion, and he'll be here forever. He's Kobe Bryant. Dwayne Wade, on the other hand, could be out the door after next season, or after this season, depending on what happens. I mean, he could retire, I could trade him. I don't know, maybe he'll be back, who knows? That's for future Juice to decide. But Giannis, in his second year starting, he's averaged a lot more, well, not a lot more points, one more point, basically. He's getting his rebounds up. He's getting his assists up. He's doing really good. He's starting to develop into a good scorer. Anthony Edwards is averaging some good points, some that he averaged in his first couple seasons. So he's playing really well. Kareem has bumped up his scoring totals, even though he's been injured. Peja obviously has taken a major dip, but that's only because he's off the bench now as just a role player. So a role player making $149 million over 3 seasons, but he's a role player. And then you got the rookies, Jaylen Brown, Ben Simmons, who are not getting a ton of minutes, but I mean, when they do get minutes, they're playing okay. Steven Adams, the last guy on the team to get points, and then Keita hasn't played, and Pascal hasn't played, so that's understandable. But this team's looking good. We're obviously undefeated. Let's go take a look at the league leader so far. It's Luka again. He has dropped significantly from 34 last season to around 28. Maybe he bumps that up towards the end of the season, but we don't know. LaMelo Ball, still killing it. Actually, not still killing it. He's starting to become the dominant LaMelo Ball that we know from real life, at least in 2K simulations. Shea has taken over second spot as the scoring guy. We got JoJo White. Okay, JoJo White making an appearance in the top 5. And then obviously Rick Barry, who I tried to sign in free agency, but he decided to go back to Brooklyn. Trae Young still here. Tracy McGrady's still doing good. Michael Jordan's still here. Larry Bird's got a calf muscle that's torn. That's not good. Steph Curry went back to Golden State, tried to sign him too as just like a legacy deal, but he decided to go back to Golden State, and it's working out for him. He's got 22 points per game and about 8 assists, so it's working out for him. How are the teams that we have draft picks of? How are they doing? So future draft picks, Sixers, Knicks, and Hornets are in the East, and then the Clippers. So the Sixers, the Knicks, and the Hornets are in the East. The Sixers are the second best team, the Hornets are the 4th best team, and the Knicks are a bad team. And then the Clippers are also a bad team. So we've got 2 potential lottery picks, and then 2 that aren't going to be lottery picks. And the Jazz, once again, are bad. They gave us the 3rd pick, I think, or the 2nd pick last year. Yeah, I can see why they're bad, because they have nobody that's a 90, and they just have a bad bench. They've got really no bucket getter. They got Dennis Schroeder, Desmond Bane's okay. They've got the rookie Tom Hennessy. I think he's a rookie. Is he a rookie? No, he's a 2-year pro, but he says he's 11-year pro. That's okay. But they're bad again. I don't know if they'll ever recover. And we are 52-0 again. Start the All-Star draft. It's Team Luka, Team Hakeem. Who are they going to draft? Hakeem drafts Rick Barry, Cade Cunningham, Tracy McGrady, Spencer Haywood, along with Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Carmelo Anthony, Steph Curry, Evan Mobley, Tim Duncan, and Magic Johnson. I have a feeling that Bill Russell is going to be an all-star for however long he's in the league. He's been in the league for 2 seasons. He's a 2-time all-star. Then you got Team Luka drafting Marbury, Durant, Chris Bosh, James Wiseman, and Steve Nash, Abdur-Rahim, Jaren Jackson Jr., LeBron, LaMelo, DeAndre Ayton, and Sidney Moncrief. So we get, let me count this. We get 1 in Magic Johnson. We get 2 in LeBron and 3 in DeAndre Ayton. So 3 all-stars this year. They're all on the bench, but they're all all-stars. They still make the teams, and they got drafted. So I'd say that's a pretty big W for the team. We're looking pretty good. I'm feeling good. Let's simulate to the end of the season, catch you guys back at awards, and see if we can finally go 82-0. I don't know if it's going to happen. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Season 22 is wraps, and boy, do we have another surprise. How did he do it? How did he swindle it? I swear to you, I did not override the MVP and give it to Giannis. It just happened. I guess 2K just loves Giannis Antetokounmpo because he averaged 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists and took home the MVP of the league. So last year, he won the finals MVP, and then the season after, the very next season, he comes home and takes the MVP. That's our 4th MVP that we've had, maybe 3rd. I know Kevin Durant's won one, and Luka's won one on our team. Did LeBron? No, LeBron never won one. Kobe never won one. I think that's our 3rd individual MVP that we've had on the team. Luka takes home a scoring title. Why'd they give it to Giannis? I have no idea, but I'm not complaining because we have an MVP of the league. Congratulations to him. Jamal Murray is your Rookie of the Year on the Phoenix Suns. Reggie Theus is the 6th Man of the Year. Bill Russell is DPOY again with a double-double. Jeez, those are some crazy numbers. Jaden McDaniels is the Most Improved Player. Don't forget, we had the opportunity to get Bill Russell, but I decided not to. Maybe that'll come back to bite us because he's averaging these kind of rebounding numbers. And then the Coach of the Year is Mason Yee, and yes, you can see that we do not have an 82-0 on our record. We have a 79-3. So we didn't even beat our own record of 80-2. We lost an extra game. And our 79-3. That's just absolutely disgusting. We take home another Executive of the Year award, probably guaranteeing ourselves a Hall of Fame spot as the greatest executive of all time. I mean, we've got 7 championships and a bunch of Executive of the Year awards, probably at this point maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10. So, I mean, we just our trophy case is very large, and we're probably a Hall of Fame executive. All NBA first team is Luka, LaMelo, Giannis, because he won the MVP, Rick Barry, and James Wiseman. Then second team is Tracy, Shea, Abdur-Rahim, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Hakeem Olajuwon. Then you got All-NBA third team is Michael Jordan, Trae Young, Larry Bird, Chris Bosh, and Evan Mobley. Defensive team is Jordan, Casey Jones, Jaren Jackson Jr., Tim Duncan, and Bill Russell. Second team is Iverson, Moncrief, Bird, Barry, and Olajuwon. Here is the All-Rookie first team. And only 2 guys on the All-Rookie second team. All right, cool. Whatever you want to say. Probably because Ben Simmons and Jaylen Brown and those guys didn't really play enough minutes probably to get qualified for the All-Rookie team. Let's take a look at our final stats. We saw what Luka did for the season, but let's take a look at our stats. So DeAndre Ayton led the team in scoring, and he must have heard me because he averaged a decent amount of points this year. Probably securing his spot as the starting center for next year. LeBron James has a bounce-back season after 2 years where he was kind of slipping under 15 points, or under 16 points, I should say, after he was averaging a ton of points for the first couple of years of his career. He's back a little bit better. Kobe has had a couple of injuries this year, maybe because he's getting a little bit older. Did pick up some injuries, that's why his points are a little bit lower. Magic did really, really good. Averages most assists per game that he's ever averaged, and he's averaged the most points he's ever had. So Magic Johnson, I say, has been a pretty good pickup for us. Kareem, in his 3rd season, has added to his points per game, added to his rebounds by a lot, even averaging another 0.1 assists per game. Dwayne Wade off the bench doesn't win 6th Man of the Year, but that's okay. Didn't really need to win 6th Man of the Year again. I was shocked when he won it the first year. Then obviously we saw Giannis, who wasn't even in the top. Like, Giannis was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th best scorer on the team. And just because he averaged 14 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, I mean, shot 54% from the field, he won MVP. Whatever. Anthony Edwards, about 14 points per game. Doing pretty good. Peja with a clean 10 points per game. He has been hurt a little bit. Then Ben Simmons, Jaylen Brown probably didn't even play enough minutes per game to qualify for the All-Rookie team. And maybe, who knows, maybe they wouldn't even have made it. I don't know. But that's what our team looks like through the season. And we saw what the stats look like. Luka took up the scoring title. Shea stayed up there. LaMelo stayed up there. Looks like the team, or the players, pretty much stayed the same. Looks like actually Rick Barry was the biggest fall off from the first half of the season to the second. I guess maybe he's getting a little bit too old and he couldn't really keep it up, I guess. I'm not really too sure, but he was up here like 4th or something, and he falls maybe 5th. I don't know. He falls to out of the top 10. He falls to actually 10th. Who are we playing In the first round, we are playing the Denver Nuggets. Peja's back, fully healthy. They have Tyrell Terry, James Harden, who's still here. He's been here for the entire career, and he's finally starting to drop off. He might retire pretty soon. Josh Green, Pokasevsky, and Onyeka Okongwu, who we had the opportunity to trade for during the offseason, but I decided not to. Maybe that'll come back to bite us. I don't know. They were a play-in team, so they can't be too good. We're up 3-0, up 4-0, sweep them, get the brooms out. We swept them. Now we go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they have JoJo White, who was top 5 in scoring, Tracy McGrady, who was top 10 in scoring, Patrick Williams, who's developed pretty well, Rod Stewart, and Usman Garuba. So Tracy McGrady left the Mavericks in the offseason, goes to team up with JoJo White and Patrick Williams in Minnesota, and he got them to the playoffs into the second round. Little revenge game for Tracy? I don't know. They take game 1. We take game 2. Take game 3, 4, and 5. So Tracy came out in game 1 and gave it everything he had. Actually, he didn't even do it. 19, 3, and 8. JoJo had 22. But we take on, the Sacramento Kings swept Curry and the Warriors. Who's on this Kings team? Who is on this Sacramento Kings team? They have Chauncey Billups, Fred Carter, Elijah Hughes, it's Jaren, really. Jaren and Chauncey's team, along with Sammy Smith. But Jaren's been top 5 in scoring. He was an All-NBA player this season. Maybe not top 5, probably top 10. Okay. Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, we obviously have the better team, and we have the MVP of the league with Giannis. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is a very interesting matchup. Chauncey and Jaren Jackson Jr. We take game 1, we take game 2, and I gotta note that both the Miami Heat and the Brooklyn Nets are not in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Nets didn't even make it to the Conference Finals, and the Heat got eliminated in the play-in. They were the 9 seed. So for like, what, 6 years in a row, 5 years in a row, they were battling for the Eastern Conference representative in the finals, and now both of them don't even make it? That makes it interesting for us. At least we get to play somebody new as we go for the clean sweep of the Kings. We beat them down, and we are playing the Toronto Raptors. Who's on this Raptors squad? Derek Fisher, who we had as a backup point guard last season. He gets the start in Toronto, along with Sidney Moncrief, Edmund Red, Austin Crocier, and Bob Lanier. This team is very, very interesting. They're not that great, but they've gotten to the finals. They beat the Sixers. Who did the Sixers have? Who did the Sixers have on their team? They had, this is the Stephon Marbury team, along with Theo Maledon, Sexton, Mo Bamba, John Havlicek. Ilgauskas is here. Okay. So I can see why they finally made a run, because Marbury's been a solid scorer for a ton of time. Sexton has been averaging some big-time points. Mo Bamba's even done pretty well. So I can see why they've started to make a run, especially because they didn't have to play Brooklyn. Rick Barry, man, he fell off. Game 1 in the finals against the Raptors, we take. I'm assuming this is going to be a sweep. Yes, it is. Okay. Unless we lose this game 4. But I don't know how this Raptors team got here, but I just don't think they can compete with us. They're just not, they just didn't have the numbers that we have, the overalls that we have. And it looks like, yes, this is going to be a clean sweep. We are going to win the title in Toronto. Might as well jump in and celebrate a 6th championship in a row. And we're starting at the free throw line this time with Chris Kaman. Okay. Starting at the free throw line. Chris Kaman sinks the first. And he will sink the second. So it's a 10-point Laker lead with under a minute to go. Can I finally get my sky hook? Can I finally get my sky hook? I can't get the sky. I'm gonna get it. I am gonna get it, ladies and gentlemen. I know how to do it. I just gotta get the right scenario. Sidney Moncrief guarded by Kobe. What a matchup that is. Sidney scores. They're still in this. I mean, they think they're still in this. They're not really, but they think that they're still in this. They're still competing down by 8. I guess I could kind of screw this up and they could get back in this game. Okay, they took out Kobe. They took out Kareem. So there goes my skyhook ability. I guess I could do it with somebody else, but it wouldn't feel right if I did that with somebody else. Giannis, can you score a bucket? You're the league MVP. Okay, that was probably a bad shot. I shouldn't have taken that shot. And that's a 3 from Hutchinson. No good there. Giannis with the rebound. He's got 11, 9, and 3. He's going to take home back-to-back finals MVPs. That'd be pretty crazy. Giannis drives to the basket, fouled. He won't get the and one. But we have 12 seconds left before we raise another Larry O'Brien. And I forgot how bad Giannis' free throws were. Sheesh. There we go. That one should go in. There it is. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. I don't know how good he's been playing the rest of the series, but maybe that's good. Is that Shane Larkin? Point guard of the Toronto Raptors? Backing up Derek Fisher. There's a 3 to end the game. That almost went in, actually, with a bad release. And it's 6 in a row for the Lakers, ladies and gentlemen. Is it getting too easy? Do I have to start trading away some of my big-time overall guys so that it's not so easy? Because we've got 6 in a row at this point. We got to make this still a challenge. This is still a rebuild, after all. So maybe it is time in this offseason to move on from LeBron James. I mean, I'd hate to do it because I'm a big LeBron guy. I'm a LeBron sexual if you want to go that route. DeAndre Ayton's hyping up the crowd in Toronto. I don't know why they're cheering. I mean, they're Toronto fans. There's the scene in Staples Center in LA. Everybody's so happy. Toronto fans are disgusted. Who's going to get... I'm very curious to see who's going to get Finals MVP. Is it going to be LeBron? I wouldn't... Or not LeBron, Giannis. I wouldn't think that they'd give it to Giannis, but I didn't think they were going to give it to him last year. Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. Anything. We're just making coaches like the greatest of all time. That coach that we have, Alexander Panel or whatever, from a decade that we had him for, whatever we had him for, he had like 4 championships or 5 championships. And it is Giannis back to back. So he wins Finals MVP and he wins League MVP in the same season. Luka did that a couple of years ago for us, where he won League MVP. Then we traded him, but he won League MVP and Finals MVP in the same season. And Giannis wins it back to back. So Kobe dropped 19 and 10 in the final game. LeBron had 15 and 5. Kareem had 13 and 12. Magic had 12, 6 and 8. We saw what Giannis had. Anthony Edwards had 12 and 3. 9 and 9 for Ayton. Peja had 9. He finally gets a ring. Wade gets another championship with 6, 5 and 5. Adams had 4, 3 and 3. Ben Simmons and Jaylen Brown and Keita didn't play. Okay. Curious as to why Giannis won Finals MVP again, but I've been confused this entire run where Giannis has won MVP. He's got 2 finals. Maybe Giannis is going to be the greatest of all time. We don't know. We don't really know. Player retirements. Chris Webber, that's a hard name to say. Chris Webber is retired after 19 years in the league. He was the most dominant player for a big stretch of this series. In Charlotte, he was killing the game back in the early stages of this series. He was taking home scoring titles, MVPs. He was a big-time player for this series. Is he the greatest? Probably not. He's got 2 MVPs, 1 championship, 10-time All-NBA first teamer, 14-time All-Star. He's probably not an MVP, but... Or he's probably not a greatest of all time, but he is a Hall of Famer. I'd say that. I'd say he is a Hall of Famer. Ty Lawson retires after 17 years in the NBA. What did he do? Did he do anything? He did literally nothing in award-wise. I didn't think so. I didn't remember him like ever saying his name. He averaged some decent points in Golden State for the first couple of years of the series. Al Thornton retires. Otis Thorpe, after 15 years, is gone from the league. He says he's going to hang it up. He won a title in 2028. What team was he on in 2028? That was the... Oh, that was us. He was on our team. I forgot that we had him for a couple of years. Yeah, we did. We drafted him in 2027, and then he was here for 3 years, and then we let him go. Okay. Did we draft him? No, we didn't draft him. We signed him. I think I signed him in free agency when he wasn't drafted. I think that there was... I don't remember what happened. That's so long ago. I'd have to go back and watch that episode. But whatever it was, he was on our team and he got a title. So good for him. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he got a title. Kevin Willis hangs it up. Did he do anything? I don't think so. No, he did literally nothing. Isaiah Jackson is retiring from the league. Davion Mitchell, he was making some noise on those Pelicans teams. Was he always a Pelican? No, he was a Dallas Maverick originally, then a Phoenix Sun. Then he had a couple of stops in Houston and Charlotte, and then he went to the Pelicans. Okay. Oh, Jalen Suggs is a guy that we had. We had Jalen Suggs for 2 seasons. He was not a part of a championship team. He was actually, the funny thing about Jalen Suggs, he was actually right before we started winning all these championships. He just missed out on the championship run that we went on, that we're currently on right now. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is when we started our championship run in 37-38. And literally, that's the year after we traded Jalen Suggs. So Jalen Suggs just missed out on all the championships that we won. B.J. Armstrong retires, Keon Johnson, Kai Jones, Jalen Sims is gone, Dante Jones, Gary Hayes, Kyle Korver is gone. I think we had Kyle Korver for a season in a couple of seasons ago. Only 9 years in the league. Nothing too crazy. Does he have a title? Was he on one of those titles? He has to, because we won 6 titles. He does. He has 1 championship to his name. That's all he's done in his career. Not a Hall of Famer, sadly. We had Boris Diaw for a season. That same season, he's got a championship. Good for him. Out of all these guys, is there any Hall of Famers? Chris Webber is probably a Hall of Famer, and that's probably it. That's probably everybody that is a Hall of Famer on this list that retires. Hall of Fame inductees is just Chris Webber. So in 1,400 games, he averaged 24 points, 12 rebounds. Good career. Good career for Chris Webber. He gets his number retired in both Charlotte and Toronto. So good for Chris Webber getting his number retired, his jersey. League meetings, we will reject all of these things. Just make sure that it's safe. And then the draft lottery. We had 2 picks that were available for draft lottery, and it's the Clippers and the Knicks. So will we get a top 3 pick? Preferably the number 1 pick, because that's going to have the most value. We're not going to use these picks, I wouldn't think. I'm probably going to trade them for picks next year and the year after and the year after that. Ooh, the impending free agency of Steve Nash. We don't really need another point guard like that. We've got Magic Johnson. We're cool on that kind of stuff. Although, who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind. Chris Dunn got picked last year from the Magic. I remember that. The Celtics have the 9th pick, and they keep it. Their 3rd consecutive year in the lottery. The Cavs are up next, and they will keep it. So no movements right now. No movement. Maybe it'll start with us. Who knows? The Grizzlies will stay at 7. They took Denzel Valentine with the 4th pick, which was a shocking one. And now we're up. Do we get to see some movement? Oh, thank you, New York basketball. That's their pick right there. And that's... Oh! We got both of our picks moving up. The Clippers and the Knicks have given us 2 top 4 picks. That's probably... that is the Knicks pick. So we get number 4. Whoa, baby. We have a top 2 pick. The LA Clippers have given us the chance for the number 1 overall pick. Here it is. We've got the number 1 overall. Of course, in a draft where I don't really need the number 1 overall pick, we get the number 1 overall pick. We have 1, 4, 24, 25. That's what we have. 1, 4, 24, and 25. Man, of course, the year that I don't really need the number 1 overall pick and I don't have to trade for it, we actually get it. And that trade value is going to be maximum for the number 1 overall pick. So now, I mean, we were gifted the number 1 overall pick by the Clippers. Does that mean we take Dr. J? If I take a look at our roster... Oops, that's not what I wanted to go to. If I take a look at the roster, do we need a small forward? We have LeBron, but like I said, LeBron's probably going to get traded, so it's not as easy as it has been. I mean, we lost 2 games last episode. We lost 3 games this year. It's getting a little bit too easy. So, probably trading LeBron this offseason, which is just a disgusting thing to think about and say. So that means we probably would need a small forward. Although, I mean, we have Anthony Edwards that could play small forward if we needed him to. And we still have Peja, obviously. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'll keep number 1 and I'll trade the other picks. I'll probably keep 4. Unless, 4 probably got some good value. What's LeBron's market? Nobody. Nobody can afford LeBron, or nobody has any assets for LeBron or DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton and LeBron are probably going to get traded because it's just a little bit too easy. So let's go throughout the league and see if there's anybody here that we could offer to get LeBron James. James Wiseman has been absolutely killing the game. He's a former MVP. He's been dominant. Maybe we go for James Wiseman. That could be the DeAndre Ayton trade. The Nets have nobody. They've got Mitchell Robinson and Rick Barry. James Harden is locked in on that contract. Good for you, James. You are probably going to retire pretty soon. Who else is here that is even worth our ability to trade? Because LeBron is just such a superstar talent. It's hard to find a team that's going to have enough value to return to trade for him. That's why when we did the reverse trade finder, or we did the trade finder in general, it didn't work. Because there's just nobody here that is equal value. You know what? I might wait until after the contract had been signed so that we can try and trade for Bill Russell. That might be the interesting thing. But I do have to trade those later round picks, like 24 and 25. So let's do that. Is there draft picks next year or year after that are unprotected that I can get? It doesn't really look like it. There's a 47, but I don't really want a 47. I'd rather have like a 44, 45 first round pick. Both of them together? That gets more range. I bet I can just put together some trades. Let me just see what I can do. Work my magic here. So let's go to a team that we know has been consistently bad. Like the Bucks have been consistently bad. The Jazz have been consistently bad. So let's start with the Bucks. Let's ask for their first round pick this next season, unprotected, and their 2045 pick, unprotected. And we'll go in with this pick. And we will offer them as well a player because we have a ton of those guys. So let's offer them Steven Adams. Do you want Steven Adams? He's got some decent value. They like what they have as a trade is concerned. I don't know what that means. So I will just go out of it and will they just give me their first round pick next year? I don't really need a 2045 pick. Ooh, they'd say no to that, but I'll offer you some seconds. You want some second round picks? I can give you some second round picks. They don't look like they want those. Who doesn't want second round picks? Come on. It's not that valuable of a pick. It's just a 2-star. I mean, are you kidding me? Is it really that valuable? You really value it that much? There we go. We traded the 24th overall pick in Steven Adams for a first round pick next year from the Bucks. Maybe that'll turn into something. I don't know. Probably not. Actually, it'll probably be a lottery pick, but who knows at this point. Can we get a first round pick? I mean, we can get one for 2047. Is that really even worth it though? And I'm trying to, I see all the ones with lottery protections and protection. I don't want to pick with protection. I'm tired of dealing with protections. It's just a lot to think about and stuff, so I'd rather just not deal with it. So let's just trade for the Pistons pick in 2047. I guess that'll work. So now we only have 2 picks, the 4th pick and the 1st pick. And I'm probably going to use the 1st pick on Dr. J, but the 4th pick I probably don't really even need because there's not really anybody other than Dr. J that I want. I mean, Artis Gilmore is cool, but do I really want Artis Gilmore? I don't know if I really want Artis Gilmore. I mean, he's an awesome player. He's a Hall of Famer. He's I think he's all at 70, or he's NBA 75 or whatever they call it. He's like a top 75 player of all time, but I don't really think that he fits on this team, so I might as well just trade that pick. Somebody else can use him. I know the 4th pick's got a lot of value. It's got 3.5 star. This pick, we can certainly get some picks for next season. I know that. There's Josh Giddey. I don't really want Josh Giddey. There's a 45. This might have to be the pick where I trade, or like I create my own. So let's do that really quick. Let's create my own pick. Let's go talk to another team that's been like consistently bad for a few seasons now, and that's the Indiana Pacers. So are they willing to give me 2 picks in back-to-back seasons, and I'll give you this pick that's really valuable? They're not interested in the trade. Well, why not? How about if I give you a bunch of second-round picks that doesn't still make you interested? There you go. So we got consecutive first-round picks in seasons from the Indiana Pacers, which helps us out. So that means we have the first overall pick this year, and then we have 3 first-round picks next year. We have 2 first-round picks the year after. We have 3 the next year, and then 2 in 2047. So a lot of first-round picks to be added. Let's just go straight to the draft and draft Dr. J to add to this team. Julius Erving, welcome to the squad. With the number 1 first overall pick in the NBA draft, we take Julius Erving. Artis Gilmore goes 2 to Pacers, so we probably wouldn't even have got him if we would have kept it at 4. And I just realized that I gave the Pacers number 4 and they already had number 2. So they get George McGinnis and Artis Gilmore. So maybe in a couple of seasons, those picks won't be as valuable because the Pacers will be good. I don't know. Let's sim to the end of the draft. All the main guys got drafted. So Dr. J comes into the league at a 90. Artis Gilmore is an 89. Sidney Wicks is an 88. McGinnis is a 79. Austin Carr's an 86. Okay. So we get a 90 off rip. We get a 90 off rip with Dr. J. Team player options. Kareem accepts his player option, which is cool. Bill Russell accepted his player option, which is awesome because I wanted to trade for him anyway. So qualifying offers. I'm going to offer the extension to Magic Johnson. Somebody's going to offer him a contract. We'll just have to offer him a better one. I think he's restricted too. Kada, sure. he can keep coming back. So the moratorium period, we got Larry Bird. There's Magic, but he's restricted, so that's cool. How many bird rights players do we have? We just have Larry Bird, or just have Magic, I think. Yes, we do have just Magic. So whoever offers him a contract will just match. Kevin Durant's here. But let's go make the trade. Let's go make a blockbuster trade. Bill Russell for DeAndre Ayton. Is it even possible? I don't even know. Bill Russell is hurt though. He's got a cut to the head. Okay, I'm gonna go and edit that so that he doesn't have the cut to the head anymore, because that's a dumb reason why he can't get traded, because he's got a cut to the head. So let's go edit that and make sure that he doesn't have that anymore. Is it in his vitals? I think it might be in his vitals. Injury, yeah, there it is. So cut to the head, a hernia. We could give him a hernia. Let's just get rid of all injuries that he has, because a cut to the head is kind of lame. All right, there's healthy. Good job, Bill. I'm a doctor. I gave you a clean bill of health. Now we can go to the propose the trade, and we can go to the Portland Trail Blazers and try and trade for Bill Russell. DeAndre Ayton. Actually, DeAndre's got better value than Bill Russell does. Is this a straight up trade? Bill Russell is someone we consider untouchable. Well, I mean, you're getting a great player in return, so I mean, he's not completely untouchable. I'd have to give up a draft pick, probably. Let's give up a 2047 Laker first rounder. Wow. You guys are really just being stubborn, aren't you? You wouldn't trade Bill Russell for DeAndre Ayton and 2 first-round picks? Yeah, they're my picks. They're probably not going to be as valuable. Bill Russell? Really? They're being that stingy where they don't want to trade it because they consider him untouchable. You're getting a player that you can also consider untouchable. It's not like I'm giving you somebody scrubs. I'm not giving you somebody back that's like cheeks or anything. I'm giving you somebody that's a really good player, and that'll probably be really good for you. But no, we consider him untouchable. I would trade for Hakeem Olajuwon, but he's 37. I don't really want to go down that route. How about we go for James Wiseman? Now this is a lopsided trade, so I'll ask for an unprotected pick. They're not interested in the trade. Well, how about you give me an unprotected pick from a couple of seasons from now? Why do you suck so much that your picks are so valuable? Get good, kid. There we go. We got a pick from the Grizzlies along with James Wiseman. James Wiseman is now on the squad. He probably just signed with the Grizzlies too, because he's been in Atlanta forever. So James Wiseman is here. Kareem will be the new starter. Then Wiseman can come off the bench. We trade DeAndre and we got an extra pick in return. And now comes the hard part. Now comes the hard part. We trade LeBron James. Do I trade him to the Celtics to get Michael Jordan? I know Michael Jordan's 36. But I have wanted Michael Jordan for a long time. I just created a really good team there in Memphis. DeAndre Ayton, LaMelo Ball, and Tyrese Halliburton. We might have to battle this team. That's a good team. Uh-oh, now I'm kind of scared. Now I'm kind of scared that I just created a super team there. Rick Barry's still here. There's Artis Gilmore. I mean, there's nobody, obviously, of the talent of LeBron James, so we're not going to get anything that is equal in return. I mean, maybe this is the trade where we use to get Bill Russell, but probably not, because we just got James Wiseman. So, I mean, we have Kareem already. Why would we need Bill Russell, even though he's Bill freaking Russell? If we're gonna trade LeBron, it's probably gotta be for Michael Jordan, if we think about it. But I gotta get some picks in return. We just traded LeBron James. We got 2 extra picks. Picks? I got some extra picks. But how valuable are those picks going to be when the Lakers or when the Celtics are now good with LeBron James? I mean, if we had to trade him, it had to be for Michael Jordan. That just makes the most sense. So let's make sure. Can he wear number 40 or can he wear number 23? Is that even possible on the Boston Celtics? No, it's not. They've retired number 23. They've also retired 6. LeBron's got nothing. LeBron has got nothing. What was Michael Jordan wearing? I don't even know. We'll just give him 5 looks gross. 7 looks gross. All these numbers look gross on LeBron. Let's just give him 5. Since that number, actually that's KG. I can't give him that number. Give him 7. 4 looks gross too. Give him 7. 7's fine. That's Melo on the Knicks. All right. Can he do good on this team? No, this team sucks. This team is horrible. But can LeBron carry him? Hopefully he has some good seasons there. I'm happy for you, Bron. I'm happy for you. So now a look at our team. I might need to change. I got to give Jordan LeBron's number now. Is he wearing number 23? He can wear 23. I guess I can give him 45. Let's do that. Let's give him 45 since we can't give him. I could give him 23. But let's give him 45 since he's on a new team. All right, that's funny. Okay, so this is what the squad is looking like now. We really need a point guard. Actually, we don't need a point guard. What am I thinking? Because we have Magic Johnson. He's just in free agency. I'm an idiot. So we got Larry Bird here. I could bring Magic, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan all in the same team. That sounds very fun. That sounds like something that I want to do. I don't know if I should do it or not. We need a backup point guard. I know that. And we got Magic, who we're going to bring back. But we've got Steve Nash. We've got Steph Curry, Shea, Trae Young. There's Luka, but I'm going to let Luka go to another team. I don't want to bring him back. I mean, there would be no point in trading him then. But I probably could try and offer the legacy deal to Curry. That's what we were going to do initially. And I'll throw an offer at Larry Bird. I mean, whatever. It's Larry freaking Bird. If you don't offer him a contract, you're crazy. But other than that, what do we need? So we have our point guard in Magic Johnson who's going to come back. Plus, if we get Curry on the legacy deal. We've got a lot of shooting guards. We got Dr. J, but if I get Larry Bird, that's cool. Power forwards are solid, and then centers are good. I don't think we need anything. I think we can just go and simulate. So Curry accepts his contract so far. Larry Bird decided to go to the Heat. Okay, I'm not too bent out of shape about that. Magic is prepared to accept a contract from the Warriors. No big deal. We are going to match that anyway. So it looks like we are going to bring back Steph Curry. So we brought back 2 point guards to the roster. Curry comes in as a legacy contract back to the Lakers. And then Ben Simmons is here as well. And then we've got Dr. J. So how many players do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have enough players, but let's trade Dwayne Wade. I hate trading Dwayne Wade because I love Dwayne Wade. He's one of my favorite players of all time. But we have too many shooting guards, and he is a little bit older. So if we could trade Dwayne Wade for some draft picks, that's probably the best option, and maybe a player, I guess. Let's go talk about some players. We don't talk about Bruno. Let's go trade Dwayne Wade. Okay, so a team that's been bad, but has got some decent players with it. Like, what do the Jazz have? They've been notoriously bad, but they don't have anybody that I want in return. The Kings have been decent. The Magic, I don't really remember. We don't need another shooting guard. I'd say we could trade for James Harden, but we don't need another shooting guard. If anything, we need like a bigger man, like a power forward or center. So let's narrow our search results to that. So a power forward or a center. Preferably a power forward that can switch over to center, like a Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan can play both power forward and center. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Who else fits that bill? I guess Chris Bosh also fits that bill. But we don't really need a 90 overall. Actually, what was... Duncan had probably a 90 overall, so I just contradicted myself. But now Larry Bird joins Evan Mobley, so that's cool. Maybe the Heat can get back to the finals, or the Eastern Conference Finals, and the NBA Finals. There's not really like a dominant power forward that I'm looking for here. I mean, Barkley, but do I really want him playing with us? He's got $70 million. They're paying $70 million to Charles Barkley. I didn't even realize that. That's absolutely insane. I didn't realize you were paying. Ooh, Kevin Durant joins Allen Iverson and Ray Allen. That's a good mix. It's probably either, I mean, Marvin Bagley, 88 overall. It's probably either like Olajuwon or Duncan, I'd say. Let's go Duncan. Timmy Duncan for Dwayne Wade straight up. Okay, so we gotta give him back some picks. What about a first round pick in 2047 from us? What about a first round pick in 2046 from us? What about a first round pick in 2045 from us? Come on, Tim. Tim is too expensive or too hard to get, especially for a guy like Dwayne Wade. I mean, we could get Olajuwon. Do I really want Olajuwon? They think that they are a good team. They like what they got with the roster. They love the current roster. Yeah, I get it. You love your current roster. Blow it up. We just took Steph Curry from you. You want Dwayne Wade. They don't want Dwayne. I don't want to give up that much for a guy that's going to be a backup. So maybe let's scale it down just a little bit and go down to this section of the talent pool and look down here for a player that could benefit this team. Is there anybody? Is there anybody that I would be willing to trade Dwayne Wade for? It doesn't look that way. Maybe Barkley? Can we trade for Barkley and then give me like a first round pick in 2047? And they agree to the deal. So we get $70 million Charles effing Barkley, who I'm going to move to power forward center, not power forward small forward. That just looks weird. What number did he wear in Phoenix? Was it like in the 40s? I think it was in the 30s or 40s. Let's give him 43 for now, just in case. I don't remember what it is. So he's going to play backup to somebody. And that's what the team is looking like now. So it's not as good as it was. We don't have LeBron here anymore. We don't have DeAndre Ayton. But that's what the team is looking like now. I'm going to go to player progression. We're going to find out what it looks like. Hopefully player progression is kind to us. So Dr. J, without doing anything, is a 95 overall. Magic is a 94. Kareem's still a 92. Giannis is up to a 92. Anthony Edwards is a 91. James Wiseman is 89. Curry's falls to an 89. We got a lot of old guys. We got a lot of legacy guys, I guess you could say. Ben Simmons is up to an 80. Brown's up to a 78. And Pascal's up to a 73. My reasoning with this is I traded away our younger guys for older guys is because these 3 guys are probably going to retire within the next couple of seasons, so it's not a big deal. And I'm trying to make it a little bit, I know it's hard to make it harder when we have such good team, but I'm trying to make it a little bit harder for us so that we're not just dominating the league every single season, because that's not fun to watch. You want to see us struggle a little bit, and we just went 2 seasons in a row where we lost less than 5 games. That's not struggling at all, and we've got 6 straight championships. That's not something I would consider struggling. If we take a look at the history, there's 6 straight championships. Giannis is back-to-back. He won the MVP. That's not struggling. But I hope you guys did enjoy. It was a wild episode, kind of a quote-unquote fire sale, trading away LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and DeAndre Ayton. 3 of our top scorers and top players on the team are gone. But I do hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see any more content, I've got plenty of content on this channel, but if you want to check out the main channel, link is in the description down below for any of your Madden or NFL needs with that, or baseball needs too. I got some baseball content on there as well. But thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you like the episode, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.